Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, could I have your attention please? Welcome to Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. I know that it might be not your first time coming here. However, there are several things that we need to inform before we proceed to our main agenda today. So first of all, we do apologize that we find the connection in trouble for the internet, so we try our best to fix it. So please wait for a while we are trying to fix the connection. Second of all, we do believe that we need to inform the safety induction before we proceed to the main agenda. We are going to inform that right now everyone is in the 10th floor of main campus or campus 4, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. There are 4 access for the elevators for this building, 2 on the west and also 2 at the east part of this building. Should
Recording in progress.
anything happen during the event, such things like the disaster or anything like that, we would like you to follow the rules and regulations that is coming from the committee. And then what might happen during this event is like the earthquake or the fire breaks or even the windstorm. Therefore, we would like you to follow the safety guidelines or the safety regulation coming from the committee. Should there is something happen, for example, fire breaks, that we would like you to exit from this room with the accommodation and also with the direction from the committee. Should there is an earthquake happening during this event, we would like you to directly hide under the table so that everyone could be safe. However, please stay calm and we make sure that everyone safe is our main priority for today. And then beside that, if anyone would like to use the bathroom or the loo or the restroom, we have the closest restroom near to this building. We have on the west side of this building, just exit this room and then go ahead. The restroom or the bathroom or the restroom, it will going to be on your right side. And then if there is some confusion in doing everything or in using the tools or everything, then we are going to be very happy to help you during this event. For your attention, we would like to say thank you so much. And please make sure that everyone is adjusting the ringtone or the sound of the gadget so that our event today would be running well. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, final project management meeting, Erasmus Plus iHighlight begins. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabbihi ajmain. Amma ba'du. Respectable, the iHighlight team from the Europe, Professor David Dawson and Professor John Mayers of the University of Gloucestershire, the Honorable Professor Valerie and Professor Alinka of the International Faculty of Social Science and Business of Slovenia, the Honorable Professor Rodrigo Martin Rojas of the University of Granada, the iHighlight team of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, and also the respectable Delhi Board of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Professor Haji Ahmad Mutakin, Doctor of Philosophy, the Vice Rector for the Human Resource Affairs, Dr. Nurma Sari SHM Hum, and also all of the iHighlight team of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Universitas Negeri Semarang, Universitas Brawijaya, STIE Malang Kucecwara, Universitas Brawijaya, Universitas Pajajaran, President University, and Universitas Islam Indonesia. We would like to welcome each and every one of you to Indonesia, to Yogyakarta, and to Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, especially welcome to the final project management meeting of Erasmus Plus iHighlight. This program is the final agenda for all of the program run for Erasmus iHighlight for the past several months ago. And in this event, we would like to listen to some reports of the team which has run this program before this final project management meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be several agendas that we are going to face for this morning, but before that, let us all open this event by saying Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Next agenda, to feel the spirit of the nationalism of Indonesia and to feel the spirit of Muhammadiyah, let us all together sing the national anthem of Indonesia Raya, followed by Sang Surya. So for all of the audience, please stand up. All audience, please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Next, we are going to listen for a brief report from the coordinator of I-Highlight Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Ibu Ida Puspita MA. The time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Yeah, very good morning to all of our guests today from UK, from Europe, and also from Indonesia. The Honorable Professor Dr. Ahmad Mutakin, as the member of our Board of Trustees of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, the Honorable Vice Rector of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan on Human Resources, Dr. Normasari M. Hum, and Dr. David Dazon as the coordinator of I-Highlight project. All partners from Europe, all partners from Indonesia, and also all of the I-Highlight team from Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. Welcome to Universitas Ahmad Dahlan and also to Yogyakarta. Allow me to give a brief report on representing the committee of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan on what we have already done and also what we are still doing for the final report of I-Highlight project and also for our 2 days agenda in this campus. Last night you have already received the revise of the rundown that has been sent by Pak Afid, and this is to accommodate the different time zone with Nada and also Alice, who will be joining us virtually in the afternoon, probably today or tomorrow. And also there is an additional parallel meeting with pemimpin members and also KAN committee in the other room to discuss further on the application progress of pemimpin to KAN tomorrow morning at 8:30 for around 3 hours. So there will be 2 rooms that will be used for tomorrow, and the team will be divided into 2 for these 2 rooms, since the discussion with KAN will be conducted in Bahasa Indonesia. At the same time tomorrow, there is an agenda from the ministry, and Prof. Cicik and also all of her team truly apologize that they cannot attend this event both physically or through online, because they have a joint working group with France in Surabaya at the same time today and tomorrow. And Professor Malisa from UNPAD assisted us to send the invitation letter to Directorate of Resources for Higher Education in the ministry through Pak Nafiron, and hopefully that there will be a representative from this directorate to join us tomorrow virtually. And for the final report, the ministry team has coordinated with Annabelle for the financial report, but for the other report, I have already informed you, David, and they're still waiting for further instruction or information on what they have already, what they need to submit for the final project. And today's agenda will be closed by our welcoming dinner in the same at the same place here in Universitas Ahmad Dahlan before we drop back you to your hotels. Apart from that, I also would like to represent the I-Highlight team of UAD to give a brief report on what we have already done and what we are still doing in the preparation for our final report. So at the moment, we are still completing the financial report in coordination with Annabelle and also continued with Stuart from University of Gloucestershire, and finalizing the documents that we have to upload on Trello. And for our LMDP training, we have 48 participants from UAD and also Muhammadiyah Higher Education Institutions in Indonesia. 44 participants have passed the training and 4 participants did not pass because they could not join all of the phases in the training. And our next plan is to have the training for the middle management of UAD and also for the other Muhammadiyah higher education institutions, in addition to the 7 institutions that have already joined in our batch 1 and batch 2. And our resources for the next training, we have 17 trainers who have joined the TOT, 9 from UAD and 8 from the Council of Muhammadiyah Higher Education Research and Development, and also of course the lab of Adil Leadership Lab and modules. So I hope that we all have a fruitful meeting for the next 2 days ahead, and you can enjoy your stay in UAD and also in Yogyakarta. And thank you very much for all of the committee in UAD for the hard work and also for the preparation so the event can be possible today. That's the brief report from I-Highlight team of UAD. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Bu Ida, for the brief report. Then, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, next we are going to listen to a welcoming speech that will be delivered by the Daily Board of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Professor Haji Ahmad Muttaqin, Doctor of Philosophy. Please come up to the stage.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. And first of all, I would like to call one by name our distinguished guest, Honorable Professor Dr. David Dawson. Welcome to Jogja again. We have met for many times. Professor Jan Meyer. Welcome again to Jogja. Professor Valery Darmol from Slovenia, welcome. And I'm so sorry hearing about the bad news of your luggage from hopefully this afternoon you will hear good news from Garuda. And then, sorry, it's too windy. Dr. Rodrigo Martinez, yeah. Nice to meet you again. And then Ibu Alenka Dermol. Good morning, Ibu. And also our colleague and representative from Indonesian partner. I have list here Professor Dewanto Sasa Pratomo from Brawijaya University. And then Dr. Dwinita Aryani, Malang Kucewara. We just met near the elevator, yeah. And then Dr. Toro Jatun Prihandono from UNES Marang. Welcome, Pak. And then Ibu Ike Agustina. This is pemimpin leader, yeah. And then also Professor Dr. Melissa Intan Barliana. This is from Universitas Padjadjaran. And then also Ibu Nurmasari, Vice Rector Human Resource Affairs, Ahmad Dahlan University. Bapak Dr. Adistyo Santoso. And then joining us via Zoom, Professor Ilya Fajar Maharika, and other distinguished guests that I didn't mention one by one. Okay, and then I would like to express my congratulations to all of the committee, to the I-Highlight consortium, that finally the I-Highlight project would successfully end by the implementation of this final project meeting. High appreciation to the project leader and project coordinator from each partner institution who have worked together since 2021. So we have worked together almost 3.5 years. And I would also congratulate to the establishment of the Pemimpin. The Pemimpin will continue to make impact of the I-Highlight program in the next. And I think the Pemimpin will be one of the first leadership training program offered for higher education leaders with certificates from regular and more formal institution. I think this is one of the milestone of these programs. And then I would say that the important need of leadership under the management of higher education in Indonesia. As you know that Indonesia right now has more than 3,000 higher education institutions under the Minister of Education, and more than 1,000 higher education institutions under the Ministry of Religious Affairs. So among those number, 172 higher education are under the Muhammadiyah networks, where I one of the leader in this Council of Higher Education under the Muhammadiyah networks. So as long as my experience, the program for scale up the capacity of leadership is one of the very, very important stage for all of the leader, whether in the top manager or in the middle and lower manager. So the pemimpin and the highlights, I think, will give us a very good impact for improving the quality management in the higher education institutions. And then I want to express that Universitas Ahmad Dahlan and Muhammadiyah University Network will support for the pemimpin in the next. As you know that Universitas Ahmad Dahlan right now already established what we call as ADIL. ADIL is an abbreviation from the Ahmad Dahlan Institute of Leadership. And it's become the hub of pemimpin to implement higher education institution leadership training. And then the ADIL already equipped with leadership lab facilities. And also ADIL already has 17 trainees available both from Ahmad Dahlan University and also from Muhammadiyah Council of Higher Education. Under the higher education under the Muhammadiyah Council, we already established what we call as leadership training programs, and one of the alumni, Bu Nurma, I think. And the leadership program, it is for top leader universities, and then we also create what we call leadership and management program for middle to lower manager in universities. And Muhammadiyah Council has collaborated with the UAD to train the Muhammadiyah Aisyah Higher Education leaderships. As you know, we already recommend the Muhammadiyah Aisyah Higher Education to join the pemimpins. And in the last meeting, some of Muhammadiyah and Aisyah higher education leaders already joined and signed a memorandum understanding with the pemimpin when we have a symposium, a national symposium at Malang. So once again, welcome to Yogyakarta. Don't hesitate to come again, although the project will officially end by the meeting, but we are more than welcome to create more collaborative network, more collaborative programs maybe in other area in the next and the future. Thank you very much, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Professor Putakin, for the welcoming speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next event is that a very special event, because an event will not be perfect yet without any documentation. So right now it's still morning and everyone still looks so fresh before thinking about some hard discussion. So I would like to invite everyone to come forward here to take a picture together as a documentation. So please, for all of the guests, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, come forward. And I would like to also call the documentation committee to take the pictures. Yeah, okay. Please welcome. Okay, so for the committee, probably we need some help for the arrangement or the order of the picture. Okay, don't stand too far. Okay, so there will be several poses for the pictures. So the first one is the formal pose. Okay, the formal pose. As your handsome and beautiful face. Okay, one, two, three. Okay, already. The second pose is tangguh pose. Tangguh, your right hand. Oh, literacy. Okay, literacy pose. Okay. L. L. Okay. Okay, one, two, three. Okay, the next pose is tangguh. Tangguh, yeah, your right hand here. Okay. One, two, three. Okay, the next is happy pose. Express yourself. Show your happiness in UAD. One, two, three. Yeah. Thank you so much. Only MC can give you command, right? Thank you so much. I would like to invite everyone to go back to the seat again. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. So this is going to be the end of the opening for this event. Right after this, the event will be led by the head or the coordinator of international cooperation of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan to start the discussion. So that's why I would like to close this opening. So everyone, let's close this opening by saying Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirrabbilalamin. My name is Patria Handung Jaya signing out. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pak Afid, the floor is yours. The committee told me that it's you, so I don't know. Blame them. So is the Wi-Fi working already? Has the Wi-Fi worked? Okay, so I think that the technician has already managed the Wi-Fi. So please, if you some access for the Wi-Fi, then you can connect to the username and also the password for the Wi-Fi that has been displayed on the screen. Okay, Pak Afid, would you like to come here? Yeah. All right.
Recording stopped. Good morning, Bapak Ibu. So I think every one of you already could join the what is called connect to the Wi-Fi, right? So for this meeting will be led by all the PIC that already mentioned in the rundown. So I think the first session will be led by David Dawson. So please, floor is yours, David.
Thank you very much, everybody. This is not going to be the most exciting of meetings. Let me just bring my stuff on here. Not going to be the most exciting meeting that we have had in the course of the project. However, it is the most important because it's what is going to enable the funders to give us the full money, okay, or what we've actually spent of it. So it's really important that we document this. Our project ends on July the 14th, and we have to report within 60 days from that, including having the audit completed. Okay, so this is really important, if a little bit mundane. Hopefully, all of the materials that we need have been posted to Trello prior to this meeting. If not, we will need them posted during the meeting as we go through each section. So we will go through each work package, examine if the evidence that we need has been posted to Trello. We will discuss the narrative for the report. So there's two things I need to say. I need everybody to have their attention on the meeting. Okay? I need work package leads to be leading for their work package, and I need every institutional coordinator to be ready to contribute any materials that are missing. Okay, so what I've asked for people to attend are the people who know where all the materials are, the people who know where all of the evidence is. We will be delving into some of that evidence. I will need to, in my role as coordinator, create some summaries for the Commission. And I will show you some of the documentation that we have to submit as we go through. Okay? I hope there will not be much work to do, if any work to do, after the meeting, other than for me. Okay? So at the end of this meeting, all that should remain for partners to do is to submit their final financial documentation, their final timesheets to Todd. Okay, so can I just explain, before we get into the nuts and bolts of everything, some things that have occurred at UOG since we last met. First of all, Gideon KP, our funding officer, has been made redundant. That means he no longer works for the institution. Okay, so Gideon is not there. Do not contact him. You will not get a response. Okay? Annabelle has gone on maternity leave, which we congratulate her for. She has given very thorough handover documents to Todd. Okay, so Todd is now our contact for financial documentation. Please make sure that you follow the instructions that Annabelle gave you, and make sure that you have provided that information. If you do not provide that information, you will not receive your funding. Okay? And it may be that we are going to claim money back from each institution. That may naturally happen anyway, because we haven't necessarily spent all of our travel budget. So ISSBS, for example, I suspect you haven't spent your travel budget and have no chance of spending anywhere near it, even transferring your 10%. UOG will be giving money back because we haven't spent all of our travel budget. I think UGR, you'll probably also be giving some of yours back. So whilst we are due final payments, many of the partners will be actually giving money back because we haven't spent the full budget for very real reasons because of COVID. Okay, so I will share through the Zoom meeting. Can we get the Zoom meeting up on the screens? Yeah, but if we're going to share things for people in the room, we'll need to do it on the Zoom meeting, right? Are you in the Zoom meeting? Just in case you want to share anything. I can see what I'm sharing. Okay. So what I've shared on the Zoom meeting, and I suggest we all join it if we haven't already. Is the agenda for today as provided by Ida. Okay, so we've got it up on now on the screen for people in the room. So we've already done the welcome. I think in terms of what we're doing now, we're doing the overall progress and just going through the agenda. We will work through this agenda as quickly as we can. So we will not stick to the timings. Hopefully we will move ahead of time. If we can finish the meeting a little bit early tomorrow, I would prefer that we could do that. But that really depends on whether we have everything posted to Trello or not, and have all the evidence that we need from the partners. So we will start off with work package 1, should take that fairly quickly. Work package 2.1, UOG will lead on that because we're the work package lead. We'll be asking President University to lead on 2.2, 2.3, UII. Who do we have from UII? Can I just ask?
Buike will join us at 1 p.m.
So who will? Okay. Are you in a position to be able to? Who's in the position to look after UII this morning? Because we may move on to their material before lunch. Okay, fine. That really brings us to the end of day 1, but we may move on to day 2. So we will just move on to work package 4, dissemination and exploitation. I think that's probably where we're going to spend most of our time in the meeting. Quality assurance, we will put at 1:30 tomorrow. Is that right, Ida? Okay, so fairly in the morning for Alice. Okay, all right. And then project management, I think that would be fairly short. So in some respects, if we've got everything, all the evidence posted to Trello, then we should be in a position where we can move forward fairly quickly. In terms of an overview of progress, I think we have worked through all of the delivery of the program. I think we need to be really quite clear on our narrative around Pemimpin and the development of the network. Is somebody able to give me an update now on the progress with Pemimpin and the submission to CAN? One of the board of Pemimpin, maybe?
Tactic, okay. David, I just had the information from UII colleagues that we already have the account. Test. Check, yeah. So we already have the account of our application to CAN, and tomorrow morning there will be a team of CAN coming to UAD to discuss further on the progress of the application. So we will be conducted the meeting in parallel. So we are still here, some of us, and the Pemimpin members will be in the other room in the same floor to discuss with the CAN members for the application tomorrow.
I need to be really clear because I've got to write this document up. And so that I just implore with you as partners, you can't be vague. Yeah? You need to be absolutely honest and open with me about where you are and what has happened, because I need to write something that the auditors can inspect. And we need to be clear. So where are we with the documentation? Is it complete?
Yeah, it's completed, and we will submit that to the CAN accreditation. And tomorrow we will discuss further on the process of submission with the CAN members. Yeah.
Okay, so over the coming days, we expect to submit the documentation to CAN. Okay. Well, let's get to that later on in the meeting, but that's a really positive step. Thank you very much. That's really helpful to know. But just to say, I need to write up the final documentation in a way that is grounded upon the reality of what we've done. So I know the way the auditors work for these projects, and Jan and I are both auditors on different sorts of funding. And so what they will do is they will take some of our headline information and then they will pick on a small piece of it and they will dig down into the data. So for example, if we have, we say that we had so many people do the pilot train the trainers, they will go and pick on one institution, look at their registers and make sure that the registers match the number of people we've got in the overall spreadsheet. So we need to be absolutely clear that they're right. They will only look at a small proportion, but that small that could be you. And therefore we need them all to be right and everything to add up correctly. So just be aware of that. Okay, so the way we're going to that's really positive news, I think. So we can say that the program has been completed, that we've delivered way beyond expectations of the project on delivery of the program, that we are making good headway in a way that's credible on the accreditation through CAN. And then I think what we then can do is make sure that we talk about sustainability more generally later on in the meeting when we get to that point of the meeting. So I think in some respects we should be congratulating ourselves we now need to be making sure that we can evidence what we are congratulating ourselves about. Okay, so let's move on into the guts of the program. Those people who are following along on on Zoom will be able to see where we've got to. So we're going to move on to about on time to work package 1 preparation. What are we going to do? We're going to have an overview of the work package. We're going to review the materials on Trello. If there's anything outstanding, we will update them. And just a reminder, preparation was designed at the start of the program, designed for Leadership Development Network, Leadership Development Labs being put in place at each of your universities, an agreement on the final, we need to talk about agreement on the final report narrative. There are 2 documents that I will show you now that are important to this process. And there's 3 that we're going to use. First of all, this is what is basically the table of results to be achieved. Okay? And so in the project bid, each of the items that we had in the project bid on our work plan are listed here, and we have to say, or I have to say, to what extent we have met that. So let's take activity 1. I'll make it a little bit bigger so people can see in the room. Okay, so this is work package 1, 1A. It's develop management structures, processes and guidance, including the partnership agreement. We had a start date and end date, who is in charge of that, and then we have description of the activity carried out, okay? In this case, project management plan and systems were developed, and then we have on the right here the specific measurable indicators and the items that we need to be able to show. Okay? This is what we submit to the Commission. It's very much, this particular element is, of course, all of this is based upon what we did for the interim report. If I click on that, it should take us through to the Trello card that has it on. Okay? So work package 2.1 is showing there. I'll have to go and make sure, where's work package 1? Ooh. Yeah, it's under project meetings, is it? No, I think it's under project management, isn't it? So that link obviously isn't working. It's been changed by somebody since we last put it up. So it would be here in grant agreement, application, etc. Okay? If I copy that. Okay. So this is what is submitted to Erasmus, our funder. Okay? And therefore, this is why we are very much wanting to make sure that all of the evidence is placed onto Trello. Okay. The second document that we have to submit is a technical report. Now, to a certain extent, this technical report is a regurgitation of what was in the bid document. Okay? Updated for what we have actually done. When I talk to you and say I want to ask you about what and confirm with the partners what the narrative will be, this is where that narrative will go, where we describe what we've done. And so there's elements of that we will be dealing with in the meeting. The third document we will be using is, you'll recognize this from our meeting in December and our meeting again in January, wasn't it? yeah, in January, is what really will be our working document, which is saying this is where things are, this is what we got to, this is what we need to do. Hopefully, everything on here we'll be able to say that it's complete and all posted to Trello. That's what we want for each of these. Okay? So those are the 3 documents that we will be using. Okay? So as we work through work package 1, on this document, I will always have in mind, do we have everything on the link? Is everything through on work package 1 showing? Okay. Is everybody clear on what we're doing? All the people on my side of the table who are doing their emails need to be paying attention. Okay, let's get going then. Okay, so let's start off with work package 1, as I said. Develop project management material plan, include management structures, processes and guidance, including partnership agreement and risk register. Okay. We have got everything, I think, for that posted to Trello, other than we need to make sure that the final reporting is done. Can I just ask, has everybody posted their most recent reports, quarterly reports, to Annabelle? Was there anybody outstanding? So, UII, have you submitted your last quarterly report? Yes? UAD? Yes. Okay. Dodi? The previous one, yeah. The 26th of July one I'm not talking about. So, Steve, have you put your last report went in? No, the previous one to that.
The previous one.
Is it in? Yeah?
Yeah.
You're in, you put yours in, right. Okay, so we've got, who've got listed? UII, UAD. Bruajaya, is anybody from Bruajaya here? Yeah? Hello? Yes? So, okay. Okay. Perfect. And then Bandung and President. Yeah? So everybody has put in their March, January to March ones, yes? Bruajaya, can I just confirm, and UII, we were outstanding October to December. Those were done, right? We could go and have a look on Trello. So we okay, so the previous one, October to December, do we have everybody? Okay, what we're doing now is checking on Trello. Has everybody put in for that last one? Yes. What about October to December? We were outstanding Brew and UII, so Bruajaya and UII. Which is probably down the bottom. So is UII in there? UII. Yeah. Brew, so Bruajaya. Yeah. Okay, thank you. So we can confirm that those are all there. What is outstanding for all the partners to do is by July the 26th is that we will need your quarterly reports for the remainder of the project. So if I just say to you, I've already written mine and submitted it to Annabelle, you will need to submit yours to Todd. Okay? So it's not been loaded up yet, but I've written mine because I pretty much know what I want to say. I thought these guys were saying it's 26th. Yeah, so 26th of July. Okay, so all partners due 26th of July. At that point as well, you will need all of your timesheets, any remaining documentation. Please make sure that any staff that are new to the project that you have used, that we have their contracts of employment with you, so that we can make sure that everything is ready for the auditor. Are there any questions about the financial and staffing reporting? I think everybody's probably quite clear.
The question from the ministry, because Annabelle is now on maternity leave, so the ministry was wondering whether they shall wait for Annabelle, because you know the last email of Annabelle said that there is an amount of money that the ministry need to transfer back to UOG. So Annabelle asked the ministry to wait for Annabelle before they can transfer that.
No, they can't wait for Annabelle. Annabelle will not be here again.
Okay, so they need to email Todd instead.
They need to work with Todd.
All right.
Okay. We may get a little bit of Gideon's time because I'm going to buy him back in. But we can't count on Gideon being able to do that work. Todd is the person to do that work. And he has been briefed on what needs to be done with each of the partners, in quite a lot of detail. Annabelle, as you can imagine, was very precise in what she said. Okay, so Dodi?
Okay, David, after Annabelle sent us the email about the finance and the last quarterly report, I asked her about the books allocation. We reference books allocation around 750 euro, if I'm not mistaken. So I asked her, and we already ordered the book in that amount, but we asked Annabelle whether we still can use this allocation, and also forwarded to Todd, but we haven't got any answer until now. So, but we did order the book.
You will not get any answer from Annabelle. She's not there.
No, but we also emailed Todd.
Did you ask Todd? Okay.
Yes, but
can you email him again?
Okay.
Now.
Yeah.
And just say to him, we're at the meeting in Yogyakarta. It is incredibly urgent that he tells us now.
Okay.
Okay, and copy me in. If we don't get a response by tomorrow morning, then I will go and contact his boss and tell them to get on it.
Okay. But we did order the book.
To be honest, I think have all of the partners bought the books? So there's a small budget for books.
Yes, 750
right? For each partner. Mm-hmm. Have you all used that budget? I think this is why you all need to read the bid and look at the finance documents and know them for yourselves. If there's things in there for you to spend, I won't necessarily chase you to spend them, okay? So you have a small budget, I think, of 700 euros, 750 euros to spend on leadership books to support the program. Okay? It would be a waste if you didn't use it. I think what I would say is, as long as you can prove that you've used it, then it's legitimate, okay? What I would suggest is that if you've bought, you're going to have to prove that you've purchased them, right? If that purchase was in the past, whilst we were implementing the project, then that is better for us. Yeah? So if you can get an invoice that shows that it was purchased when we started implementing, if you need to have an invoice that is now, then I think you're going to have to explain why it took so long to get the books, just in case we get questions at audit. Yeah? So, I mean, I think what the argument would be, we added to our collection of books as we became aware of what we needed through implementation, something like that. Okay? Is everybody clear? So that's an action for all partners. That's a useful €750 per partner question. Yeah, thank you, Dodi. Is there any other questions like that that we might want to ask? Okay, let's move on to 1B. I think that's going to be very quick. The preparation and holding of the launch meeting in ID, it was complete, all materials posted to Trello. Established terms of reference for advisory group members and external evaluator to see, complete, all posted to WP3. Review and agree work plan structures and budget allocation, that was complete and all posted to Trello. Okay. So, work package 1, I think other than the items that we have discussed, is complete. Please do not miss that July 26th deadline. Yeah, that's really quite important. 2 reasons for that. One, we need to complete the paperwork and submit the financial elements before the end of the month. And we need to do that so that we can have the audit in good time. So we have 60 days to submit our reporting, but as part of that process, we need to have the financial, we need the auditing to take place. Okay? And that can take 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even 4. So we need to have that by the 26th so that we can submit for audit by the end of the month. And then we can move forward with the rest of the reporting by the 60-day deadline. Everybody happy? Okay. In that case, let's move on to work package 2.1. Just to remind everybody of where we are with the agenda. So work package 2.1 was developing the new leadership management development network and program and equipping the leadership development labs. That included designing the program, updating materials, design of leadership development network, leadership development labs to be in place in Indonesia, including the visits, research visits that we had. Okay? Let's move over to this document again. Okay, so organise and deliver a program of research visits to 2 EU partners. That was complete. I will double check that I've organised that on Trello. I think I have. Create an integrated report of research findings. That is now complete and posted to Trello. Design staff training workshops in advance of piloting in English. Okay, so can we check 2.1D, Fit and Chris? So can we just have a, I'm asking, Jan is the checker. So if you click in there, you should be able to see whether they're there. Chris, thank you very much. So I can then say complete and post it to Trello, right? As long as we know that they're there. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Chris. That's really helpful. Okay. It's around somewhere. I've got it anyway, so I'll post it. I've just left it in red for me to track. Is that the handbook that's in what we've just looked at, 2.1D? Okay, let's move on to 2.1E, design of the leadership and management development network in advance of piloting. Okay, so we've got the incorporation documents were posted at the previous meeting. We said that we needed a brief half-side A4 document explaining in English the incorporation documents, and it was said that ICA was going to post those. Can we just check if they've been posted? It would be under 2.1E. Is there in English that can be understood? Go and have a look.
This is unexpected. But it is there.
Well, we'll just have to tell her she's wrong then. No, so it's not just a legal documentation. I need the half-side A4 English explanation. It will be under 2.1E. Is that thing at the top?
No.
Well, but that's 2022. That's when it was added, so it can't be what this is. We've got nothing recent added. Nothing since 2022 has been added to that. So, because it all goes in reverse order, so the thing at the top will be the thing that's being added to it. Okay, UII, or Pemimpin, we needed this document added. Can somebody now please write it now in the meeting? We need it now. So, Pemimpin board members, who is Pemimpin board members here? Everybody? Who are the Pemimpin board meeting people in the room?
Yang pemimpin di sini Pak Felix ya? Pak Felix, yang pemimpin loh, yang pemimpin. Anggota pemimpin. Iya, Pak Felix ya? Yes, Pak Felix and then Pak Hafid. Ya, Pak Hafid, Pak Felix bisa representing pemimpinnya.
Okay. We need this document now. So at the previous meeting we asked for a brief half-side A4 document explaining in English the incorporation documents. Okay, Ika agreed that she would post that. We also said that a Pemimpin business plan needed to be posted, and they were meant to be posted by the 1st of March. Can we share the documents that I'm sharing, so rather than the view of the room, so the Zoom meeting? A fit. What are we doing about this? Because this needs to be here before tomorrow when we finish.
This one, David. This is the one uploaded in the Trello. Bu Ike upload this file about the degree containing of the structure of the pemimpin. Is that?
But that was in 2022 that was posted. We are asking for something different. Okay, so what we asked for, we agreed at our previous meetings, was that by the 1st of March, there would be 2 documents added to that. The first one is a brief half-side A4 document explaining in English the incorporation documents, so that our external evaluator and the evaluator of the project can understand what they are, okay? And that only needs to be a bullet point. There are 4 documents or 3 documents. The first one is this document, which deals with X, Y, Z, a couple of sentences. The next one deals with the next one deals with blah, blah, blah. So it's only very brief, so a brief guide. The second thing that was asked for is the business plan. Now, you must have a business plan for submission to Cannes, right? Am I right?
Okay, so the one posted here is only the decree of Ministry of Law about the incorporation document, but then we need additional document about the business plan and also the brief explanation about this document, right?
So we need this. We need a brief document that says what each of the items are within that card. Yeah. We also need the business plan. So, as I understand it from the last meeting, you have need a business plan to be able to submit to CAN, right? That's part of your documentation. Awesome.
Okay, David. Now I am posting this in the WhatsApp group of pemimpin.
Okay, but just to be clear, it needs to be done by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We can't leave this room tomorrow without it.
Dan Bapak Ibu silahkan mengambil coffee break ya Bapak Ibu ya. Jadi silahkan coffee break di sana.
Well, on the one hand, that should be fairly easy because the business plan document should be there ready for your meeting tomorrow, right? So it's not an issue. The half the side of A4 should be something, it would take somebody 20 minutes, if that, to write it tonight. It would be, in fact, probably 5 minutes. Okay, design of the Leadership and Management Development Program in advance of piloting, that's complete. Identifying spaces for Leadership Development Labs, that was complete. Confirm equipment requirements at each partner, that was complete. Tendering procurement and installation of equipment for Leadership Development Labs. I think we have a bit of an issue maybe with that still. So this was an item that we were asked for. And so can we just check Trello to make sure that since our last meeting, all partners have submitted an updated presentation? Because when we were going through them, there were 2 issues. Okay? Some of the presentations didn't have pictures of the finalized rooms. Yeah, it was pictures of the room before it had been transformed. Okay? Secondly, some of the close-ups, there were not close-ups of equipment in some of the presentations. Okay? So we need a close-up of the range of equipment that you had. And in each of those photos, it needed to demonstrate that the EU logo was on it. So there were a number of pictures that showed equipment without the EU logo on it. Okay? So what we said that was by the 1st of March that we would make sure that we had renewed presentations that showed the finished spaces, the equipment with the EU logos obviously being shown, and signage identifying the space as a high lead development lab, okay, with the EU logo on as well. And that was for all partners to complete by the 1st of March. Rodrigo or Jan, can you check? Whether...
Some are.
Okay, so we need to know exactly who and what. Okay, Nita, some of your equipment doesn't have logos on it. So the cameras, just see what. Valeri, what do you think? Can we get away with one or two things without the logo on it? Come and have a look. Okay, so Steve's done. Okay, let's UAD next. Ida, what we've got for you on Trello has unboxed equipment in it.
Yeah, that was the last pictures, and now we are updating that, and we will upload the updated pictures on the Trello today.
UII. Can we just check for UII? You have to save it down and load it back up. Okay, UII complete, and then what about so brew complete and pad complete. So the only update we need for this then is UAD to add your updated slides. I guess you're going to get somebody to run down and take a picture now. Okay, so it's really... Who was it then who needed to do the updated picture? Ah, okay, so you're okay then. So did everybody have the signage? Did everybody have the EU logos on equipment? So I can say complete and upload it to Trello and put a link to 2G. So you put them all in 2.1G. Okay, so 2.1G. Yeah, I'm just putting the link into the document. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for doing that. That's really great. That means that 2.1, I think, is complete. Okay. All that remains then to talk about with 2.1 is what sort of narrative we want to write about, what we want to say. Now, of course, I think one of the things that we have to say is that the research meetings had to take place online and then was subsequently followed up by research meetings prior to implementation at Grenada. And so I think that we need to just be aware that I will write something about how we went about that and the justification for it. So I think that's fine. And I think we just need to make sure that the discussion around the development of Pemimpin is clear as well. So the development of the network has taken place. We've got a legal basis. We've got a design for it. I think what I will be saying is that as the process of development of Pemimpin and its accreditation through CAN has progressed, then we have gone through an iterative process which has led to Pemimpin not only being an independent legal organization which is self-sufficient and self-funding, intended to be self-sufficient and self-funding, but also that it is becoming an accreditation body in its own right with national status. And that will be able to give certification for leadership development programs that we have already developed, but also a broad range of other leadership development programs. Am I accurate in what I am saying there? That once Pemimpin is CAN accredited, that it will be able to certificate a range of leadership development programs for the higher education sector and beyond? What's the scope of the remit?
Only higher education institutions, unfortunately.
So only
not
higher
beyond.
education, fine, that's what I expected. But is it limited to just leadership development, or could you give certifications for other things within the higher education realm? Only leadership, okay? So you could do leadership for marketing of institutions, you could do leadership for research impact, you could do research leadership, you could do institutional leadership, you could do anything leadership as long as it is within the context of higher education institutions. Okay? I think that is a great story to tell. Yeah, and I will be telling it really loud. Okay, great. Okay, so what needs to be done for 2.1? I need to do some organisation and check that I'm happy with it all. We need the half a side of A4 by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we need the Pemimpin business plan to be posted by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then we will have completed 2.1. Okay, let me go back to the agenda. So we're running a little bit ahead of time, which is what I was hoping to do at this stage. So maybe we could have a brief tea break. Would that be okay? Yeah. So we have a 15-minute tea break, and then if we come back, and then Prue can lead on work package 2.2. Thank you.
Bapak Ibu, tea break ya, kita pakai UK style, bukan coffee break tapi tea break. Boleh ya. You understand ya? Okay. So please enjoy the coffee or tea break and the refreshment.